We are going to see about responses to the abiotic factor. Responses to the abiotic factor in sense, so how organisms do respond during an abiotic condition, for example temperature, pressure, temperature, soil, light, which we saw in the previous video. So if anyone did not see the previous video, I will give the link in the description. Please go and see it. So here in the responses to the abiotic factors, the main important thing is why the question arises here. Why a highly variable external environment should bother organisms after all? So why it is bothering the organisms? One would expect that during the course of millions of years of their existence, many species would have evolved a relatively constant internal environment that permits all the biochemical reactions and physiological functions to proceed with maximal efficiency. Here they are telling that for this question to answer, some would think that many species would have evolved a relatively constant internal environment that permits all the biochemical reactions, functions to proceed to the maximum efficiency. So due to the evolution, they have developed the maximum efficiency so that they could live in a constant internal, they have a constant internal environment relative to that of the body. Also, they say that they enhance the fitness of the species. So according to the Darwin, so all would have heard about Darwin. Darwin said that natural selection was related to the reproductively fitness. So they also have improved the fitness. So this constancy could be in terms of optimal temperature and osmotic concentration. So what this fitness could be? So Darwin considered this fitness to be reproductive fitness, but here they are telling that the fitness here refers to the constancy. Constancy, for example, would be in terms of optimal temperature and osmotic concentration of the body fluids. It is what said by him. Ideally, then the organism should try to maintain the constancy of its internal environment, homeostasis. So always an organism tries to maintain its internal environment, what we call it as homeostasis. So it is an important para, homeostasis. So internal environment constancy. So despite a varying external environmental conditions that tend to upset its homeostasis, it maintains the homeostasis despite many external factors influencing. So let us take an analogy to clarify the important concept. Suppose a person is able to perform his or her best when the temperature is 25 degrees Celsius and wishes to maintain it so. Even when it is scorching hot or freezing cold outside, the body temperature should remain in 25 degrees Celsius for him to do effective work. This is called as homeostasis. This is a concept of homeostasis. Homeostasis means constancy in the internal environment. Constancy in the internal environment. How could be it achieved? So it could be achieved at home, in car while traveling, and at workplace by using an air conditioner in the summer and heater in the winter. So this also can be a make related question. So by at workplace, he or she could use air conditioners in the summer and a heater in the winter. Then his or her performance would be always maximal regardless of the weather around him or her. So then the environment becomes regardless to that of the weather around him. So the person's homeostasis is accomplished not only through the physiological means but also by the artificial means. So here it is also not only through the physiological but artificial means also. So what is artificial means? For example, we see in the next question. See, regulate. क्या हो गया? So first, artificial means instance, using air conditioner, heater in the summer. So these can be artificially done. Physiologically, sweating while we do exercise is an example of reducing the body temperature. What is regulate? Regulate means some organisms are able to maintain homeostasis by physiological means, which ensures constant body temperature, constant osmotic concentration, etc. So this is an important point. Regulate in sense able to maintain homeostasis by physiologically, sometimes behavior also. Constant body temperature is maintained, constant osmotic concentration, etc. These are the components of the homeostasis. Temperature, osmotic concentration should also be get regulated. All the birds and mammals and a very few lower vertebrates and invertebrates indeed capable of such regulation. So there are two types of regulation we see here. There are two types of regulation. One is thermoregulation. Another one is osmoregulation. OSMO, osmoregulation. So here, which organism undergo this type of regulation? So these are nothing but all the birds and mammals have few lower vertebrates and invertebrate species are capable of such regulation activity. Evolutionary biologists believe that success of mammals is largely due to their ability to maintain the constant body temperature. So evolutionary biologist says that mammals' success is due to their ability to maintain the constant body temperature. What does a mammal do? When the temperature increases, the body temperature remains constant. When the temperature decreases, then also the body temperature remains constant. This is a success of mammals, which was told by evolutionary biologists. Whether it comes in the terms of temperature or osmoregulation, they are maintained in the constant level. So this is said to be that of the regulation. They are regulating their body to maintain the constant temperature. So thrive whether they live in the Antarctica or in the Sahara Desert. So whether they live in the Antarctica or the Sahara Desert, they always maintain a constant temperature. What maintains a constant temperature? The mammals maintains the constant temperature. Next. So what does the mechanism used by these mammals to maintain their body temperature? So here they say about no artificial means. Human can use artificial means. How a mammal can use artificial means? So here comes the natural physiological way. What here they mean is the mechanism used by most of the mammal to regulate their body temperature are similar to the one we human use. What happens in human? We maintain a constant body temperature. We maintain a constant body temperature of 37 degrees Celsius. Humans. Okay, so in summer, when outside temperature is more, then also the body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius only. So what happens? We sweat profusely. So during the summer, sweat becomes more and the temperature becomes cool down. resulting in the evaporative cooling. Similarly, what happens with a desert cooler in the operation? Brings down the body temperature. This is a artificial means in the human. So in winter, what happens in the winter is much lower than 37 degrees Celsius. We start to shiver. We start to shaking the body is known as shiver. So exercise which produces heat. So in that time we do exercise to produce the heat. So while doing exercise, heat is produced. Due to the heat, we maintain a constant body temperature of 37 degrees Celsius. So and the rises the body temperature. Plants on other hand also do have such mechanisms to maintain the internal body temperature. Not only plants, mammals also do the same. So this concepts or these points comes under the heading regulate. Next we are going to see about conformers. So in conformers, what happens in sense, an overwhelming majority, 99% of animals and nearly all the plants cannot maintain a constant internal environment. Their body temperature changes with the ambient temperature. So here they tell us that conformers do not maintain a constant temperature. As the temperature increases, their temperature also increases. As the temperature decreases, their temperature also decreases. So here no constant maintaining concept here, which is a different concept. So for example, in aquatic animals, the osmotic concentration of the body fluids change with that of the ambient water concentration. For example, a fish is living in a seawater. The seawater osmotic concentration, let's say 5 molar concentration. The fish also tries hard to maintain the fish's body osmotic concentration 5 molar, so that no exchange of water takes place between the fish and the sea. So if water comes inside also, fish dies. If water goes outside the fish also, fish dies. Osmotic concentration means movement of the water molecules only across the semi-permeable membrane. Here the semi-permeable membrane is the fish's outer membrane. So hence it has to maintain definitely constant molar concentration or constant osmotic concentration to live in that environment. So this is an example for conformers. See here, osmotic concentration of the body fluids change with that of the ambient air for the animals. For the fish, so for aquatic animals, ambient air water osmotic concentration changes. Body fluid changes with that of the ambient water osmotic concentration. These animals and plants are simply known as conformers. So that's it. Here conformers are over. It is a new paragraph starting. Don't think it is a continuation of a conformers. From here, new paragraph is starting. So considering the benefits of the constant internal environment of the organism, we must ask why the conformers had not evolved to become a regulator. So we ask a question: why regulators are regulators? Why conformers are not regulators? So these questions arises to everybody's mind. So the answer here comes is, so recalling the human analogy we used above, much as like how many people are really affording an air conditioner, many simply sweat it out and resign themselves to a suboptimal performance in the hot summer months. Thermoregulation is energetically expensive for many organisms. This is particularly true for smaller animals like shrews and hummingbirds. So the reason comes here. In terms of human beings, all cannot have a air conditioner in terms of artificial means. So in terms of mammals, if we speak, thermoregulation is energetically expensive for them, for many organisms, especially the smaller animals like the shrews and hummingbirds. Here heat loss or heat gain is a function of surface area Here for them it is a function of surface area. Since smaller animals have large surface area relative to their volume, so their volume is so small. Our earth is so big, so they have so large surface area with respect to their smaller volume. So they tend to lose the body heat very fast when it is cold outside. So when it is cold outside, by doing more work, they tend to lose their body heat. So then they have to expend much energy to generate heat through the metabolism. So this could be a reason for why conformers are not regulators. This is a mainly reason why smaller animals are mostly found in the polar regions. So smaller animals are found in the polar regions, not in the temperate regions. Why? Because of the less temperature there, they lose their temperature, lose their body temperature. Hence, they live in the polar regions, colder areas. So during the course of evolution, the cost and the benefits of maintaining a constant internal environment taken into consideration. Some species have evolved the ability to regulate, but only over a limited range of environmental conditions, beyond which they form the simple conformer. So here they are telling that, so nothing much to learn here. Yeah, the overall concept is thermoregulation cannot be afforded by smaller animals or all animals. Hence, conformers cannot be regulators. All cannot maintain a constant environment here. Hence, some use artificial means in terms of humans. Some cannot use, but only a limited range of environmental conditions, beyond which they perform a series of conformers. So when we come to the graph, we see here conformers. They are constantly increasing with that of the external level. So external level, as it increases, the conformers also increases. But the regulators maintain a constant environment. See here, the regulators maintaining a constant environment. Partial regulators maintain, first increases, then they become like this, so that they are known as partial regulators. So this is a important neat question. So we have to remember this graph. They will tell to label the parts. Next, if stressful external conditions are localized or remain only for a short duration, the organism has two other alternatives for their survival. What they are telling is, if stressful environmental conditions are localized, stressful environmental conditions are there, then for a short duration, organism also has another two ways to maintain for its survival. So maintain the survival. What are the two methods? One is migrate, another one is suspend. These are the two methods, two alternatives for their survival during the stressful condition. So in migration, the organisms can move away temporarily from the stressful habitat to a more hospitable area and return when stressful period is over. So what here is told is, organisms can move temporarily from the stressful habitat to a very hospitable area. So if an organism thinks that in which the organism lives is a stressful area, it can go to some, like a summer holiday, summer vacation. When we go to the grandma's house, like that it goes to the another place and comes after the stressful condition is over here. So like that it helps in the survival of organisms. So in a human analogy, the strategy is like a person moving from Delhi to Shimla. So like that, Delhi to Shimla, It is a hospitable area. Organism can move from the temporarily. So duration of the summer. Many animals, particularly birds, during the winter undertake long distance migrations. So we have heard about Vedanangal Bird Sanctuary, which is famous in the Tamil Nadu. So here many birds come during the winter season, and here they live and go during the summer seasons. Also, some during the winter season cannot go to the summer season. So like that they change their environment by migration. Long distance they travel. For example, Keolado National Park. Keolado National Park in Bharatpur in Rajasthan. This is a very important question, neat question. Keolado National Park in Bharatpur in Rajasthan hosts thousands of migratory birds coming from Siberia and other extremely cold northern regions. So they come to the Rajasthan because Rajasthan is quite a hot place. So from the cold place, for their survival, they come to the Rajasthan, which is a hot place. Where they come to the top of the Keolado National Park, which is located in the Bharatpur, Rajasthan, which is a very important neat question. Host thousands of migratory birds. Now it comes to suspender, which is another technique these animals use for their survival during the stressful conditions. So during the stressful conditions, these organisms use two methods. One is the migrate we saw above. Second is the suspend. Suspend in this bacteria. For example, bacteria, fungi, lower plants, various kinds of thick-walled spores are formed, which help them to survive unfavorable conditions. We know there's some bacteria, we know some fungi, we know some lower plants. These during their seed germination undergo some also contain walled spores. What these are called as endospores. These undergo some period of dormancy up to a stressful condition or such as drought. And after the stressful condition is over, these gets burst out. And when normal environment comes, they start germinating. This type is seen in bacteria, fungi, lower fungi. These germinate on availability of suitable environment. See here, bacteria, fungi, lower plants, thick walled spores are present. They can also even thin or thicker, so maintain the word thicker. Help in the survival of unfavorable conditions. These germinate on the availability of suitable environment. In higher plants, seeds and some other vegetative reproductive structures serve as a means to tide over the period of stress. Besides helping in dispersal, they germinate to form new plants under favorable moisture and temperature conditions. What they tell is, higher plants, the seeds and some other vegetative reproductive structures serve to maintain the tide over periods of stress. Here the seeds help in the tide over the stress condition in a higher plants. Here not only the seeds, vegetative reproductive structure also help in the tide overing the stressful condition. In dispersal, they germinate to form new plants when favorable condition and moisture appear. They do so by reducing their metabolic activity and going into a state of dormancy. What I told before, they go into a dormancy, a state of rest during the stressful condition, and when favorable condition occur, they start germinating. My throat has become worsened. So in animals, so next we see at the next paragraph. So in animals, the organism, if unable to migrate, might avoid the stress by escaping in time. For example, the familiar case of bears going into hibernation. So if it is a bird, it can fly and go to another place. If it is an animal, whether it can fly or it has to travel many millions of kilometers to cross the season. Hence, some animals are so lazy as humans. What they think is they go by escaping in time. For example, here in plants we see dormancy. Here animals also we see dormancy, what we called as hibernation here. There we call it as dormancy. For example, bears undergo hibernation during the winter which is called as winter sleep hibernation. Some snails and fish, these are important NEET questions. The examples we have to maintain. See, hibernation undergone by bear. Some snails and fishes go into the estivation to avoid summer related problems, heat and desiccation. So bears undergo hibernation during winter, snails and fishes undergo estivation, means summer sleep. Estivation means summer sleep for avoiding the desiccation and heat. So during unfavorable conditions, many zooplankton species in the lakes and ponds known to enter the diapause. So for plants also some means of sleep is seen. So during unfavorable conditions, zooplanktons in lakes and ponds are able to enter diapause stage, what we call it like estivation and dormancy, hibernation. Like the diapause is also a sleep related one, which are suspending a development for a particular period of time. So this is the two methods what organisms follow during the stressful conditions. We have also seen about responses to that of the abiotic factors in this video. So if you like the video, please share and subscribe and press the bell icon. Next video we are going to see about adaptations, organisms adaptations, after that population and remaining topics. So please subscribe, share, like, and bye until then from GK.